transcends knowledge. Let's learn together to add insight.
The Kaaba is a building in the middle of the holiest mosque in Islam, the Grand Mosque, in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. This place is the most sacred place in Islam. The Kaaba is also referred to as Baitullah or Baitullah, which means House of Allah, and is the Qibla for Muslims around the world when establishing prayers. According to history, the Kaaba has been rebuilt several times, notably by the Prophet Ibrahim, or Abraham, and his son Isma'il, when Abraham returned to Makkah, after leaving his wife, Hajar and Ismail, at the behest of Allah. Pilgrims and Umrah pilgrims visit the Kaaba and Mawaf every day, except for the 9th of Zul-Hijjah, or Arafah day, when the cloth covering it, the kiswa, is replaced. However, an increase in the number of pilgrims occurs during Ramadan and Hajj, when millions of pilgrims perform tawaf. According to the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah of Saudi Arabia, 6.791.100 pilgrims from all over the world came to perform Umrah in 2017/2018 AD. The Kaaba building is mentioned several times in the Quran and Hadith, such as the Baitur House, Bait al-Haram or the Holy House, Baitullah or the House of Allah, Bait al-Atiq or the Old House, and Awwal al-Bait or the First House. The Arabic word Bait is also equivalent. In Hebrew, Bait also means house. The Hebrew word, or Bait, means house, in usages like Beit HaMikdash, or Holy House, and Beit El, or God's house. The Arabic word Kaaba means square, or cube. The Quran also mentions Beit al-Mamur, which means God's house in heaven, and the Kaaba below it. It's mentioned in the Hadith that the angels perform tawaf and salat. The instructions for the construction of the Kaaba are mentioned in the Quran, in Surah Ali Imran, verse 96. This verse explains that the Kaaba was built in Mecca, or Mecca, for mankind as the first place of worship. This verse provides information that the Kaaba was first built by creatures other than humans. The statement of the construction of the Kaaba for humans also implies that the Kaaba was built before the existence of mankind, in the sense that the Kaaba was built before the existence of Prophet Adam on earth. Some opinions consider the Prophet Abraham and Prophet Ismail who built the Kaaba. This is considered wrong, because in the Quran, it's stated that both of them are only tasked with elevating the Kaaba building. The verse is Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 127. The verse states that Prophet Ibrahim and Prophet Ismail only raised the foundation of the Kaaba. The Kaaba, which is also called Bait al-Atiq, or the Old House, is a building that was restored during the time of Prophet Abraham and Prophet Ismail. After Prophet Ismail was in Mecca at the behest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the Quran, Surah 14:37, it's implied that the sacred site of the Kaaba existed when the Prophet Abraham placed Hajar and baby Ismail at that location. When the Prophet Muhammad was 30 years old, or around 600 AD, and had not yet been appointed as an apostle at that time, this building was renovated again due to the flash floods that hit the city of Mecca at that time. There, had been a dispute between tribal chiefs when they wanted to put the black stone back in one corner of the Kaaba. But thanks to Muhammad's settlement, the dispute was successfully resolved without bloodshed and without any party being harmed. At the time, before Muhammad was appointed as a prophet, until his move to the city of Medina, the building of the Kaaba, which was originally a house of worship for the monotheistic religion, meant that the teachings of the Prophet Abraham had turned into a shrine of worship for the Arabs, in which around 360 idols or statues were placed, which were embodiments of this god, the god of polytheism of the Arabs during the dark period of thought, which was called Jahiliyyah. Even though, as the teachings of the Prophet Abraham, who was the ancestor of the Arabs and the Jewish people, and the teachings of the Prophet Musa towards the Jews, Allah the Creator cannot be associated with and worshipped together with any object or creature also, and do not have intermediaries to worship him, as well as single and nothing like him, and not begotten by Surah Al-Ikhlas in the Quran. The Kaaba was finally cleared of polytheistic religious statues when the Prophet Muhammad liberated the city of Mecca without bloodshed, and was returned as a house of worship for the monotheistic or Islamic religion. Furthermore, this building was managed and maintained by the Bani Saba as the key holders of the Kaaba, and the administration and services of the pilgrimage were managed by the good government of the caliphs Abu Bakr, Umar bin Khattab, Uthman bin Affan, Ali bin Abi Talib, Muawiyah bin Abu Sufyan, the Umayyad dynasty, the Abbasid dynasty, the Turkish Ottoman dynasty. Until recently, were the royal governments of Saudi Arabia, which acted as stewards of the two holy cities, Mecca and Medina. The Kaaba, building during the lifetime of Prophet Ibrahim and Prophet Isma'il, consisted of two doors. The location of the two doors is at ground level. The location of the door is not like now, where the door is located a bit high. When Muhammad was 30 years old and had not yet been appointed as an apostle, the Kaaba was renovated due to a flood. At that time, there was a lack of funds, so the Kaaba building was made with only one door. There is also a part that is not included in the building of the Kaaba, which is called Hajar and Ismail, which is marked with a semicircle on one side of the Kaaba. At that time, the door was made high so that only Quraysh tribal leaders could enter it, because the Quraysh tribe was a tribe that was venerated by the Arabs at that time. When the time of Abdullah bin Zubair ruled the Hijaz area, the building was rebuilt according to the words of the Prophet Muhammad, namely on the foundation of the Prophet Abraham. However, when there was a war with Abdul Malik bin Marwan, the ruler of the Sham area, namely Syria, Jordan and present-day Lebanon and Palestine, there was a fire at the Kaaba due to ejection bullets belonging to the Sham forces. Abdul Malik bin Marwan, who later became caliph, renovated the Kaaba based on buildings during the time of the Prophet Muhammad, and not based on the foundations of the Prophet Abraham. In later history, the Kaaba was damaged several times as a result of wars, and because of the age of the building. During the reign of the Caliph Harun al-Rashid, during the Abbasid Caliphate, the Caliph planned to renovate the Kaaba again, according to the foundations of the Prophet Abraham, and what the Prophet Muhammad wanted, but was immediately prevented by one of the leading scholars, namely Imam Malik, because it was feared that the sacred building would later be used as a place for demolition. Rulers after him. So that the Kaaba building remains according to the renovation period of the Caliph Abdul Malik bin Marwan until now. for watching. Hopefully a little information in this video can add to your insight. See you in the next video.